So now we're at this section about connecting the letters. This part should be easy for you, inshallah ta'ala. I think we'll breeze through it,
Yeah.
inshallah. So the author says here, section, connecting the letters, as seen in the abjad sequence. Did you happen to memorize the abjad sequence?
I did, alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Can you say it for
Yeah. Bismillah. أبجد هوز حتي كلم صعفص قرشت خذ ثخذت انضرضت
ثخذ
ثخذ
ضضغ
ثخذ ضرض
ضاضغ.
ضاد
نعم. ما شاء الله. Barakallahu feek. Jay.
أمين فيك الحمد لله.
So, as seen in the abjad sequence, some Arabic letters connect from both sides and some connect from the right side only.
Mhm.
There are 9 groups of letters and 4 solitary letters. 9 groups of letters and 4 solitary letters. So let's see. So number 1, 6 characters connect exclusively from the right side. Alif, Dal, Dal, Ra, Zay, and Waw.
Yes.
So when connected to prior letters, they take the following shapes, yani, as you can see written there. So yani, when now I teach people how to connect the letters, I go this way, because it's kind of like condensed here, maybe it helps them. So the rest of the letters connect from both sides. Therefore, all the letters connect from the right. Every Arabic letter connects from the right side, and most of them connect from the left side. Only 6 of them do not connect from the left side. Now, number 2, 5 letters are identical in the beginning and the middle, except the dots. Those are ba, ta, tha, noon, and ya. Now, in the beginning, they are identical, not noon and ya when they are alone. Noon and ya on their own, they have their own shapes. Ba, ta, and tha, they all look the same in all positions except the dots. Noon and ya look different from ba, ta, and tha at the end because they take their own shapes at the end. So in the beginning, they connect to the following. In the beginning, they connect to the following letter. They will connect to the letter that comes after them, according to the shape that you see here. Ba, ta, tha, noon, and ya. Yani going from left to right, reading English. And in the middle, they connect to the letters before and after, as demonstrated here. Ba, ta, tha, noon, and ya.
Mhm.
And in the end, they connect from the letter before them and take their original shapes. And as you can see, ba, ta, tha, noon, and ya. Three, the letters Jim, Ha, and Kha are identical in all forms, beginning, middle, and end. So in the beginning, they connect to the letter after them. In the middle, they connect to the letters before and after them. And in the end, they take their own shapes. That's clear.
Yes.
Synopsis. There are 2 sets of triplets. 2 sets of triplets.
Mm.
Ba, ta, and tha, and Jim, Ha, and Kha. Those are the triplets, and others are just twins. Number 4, the letters Sin and Sheen are identical in all forms, beginning, middle, and end. In the beginning, they connect to the letter after them. In the middle, they connect to the letters before and after them. And in the end, they take their own shapes. So that's clear.
Mhm.
5, the letters Sod and Bod are identical in all forms, beginning, middle, and end. So same words. In the beginning, they connect to the letter after them. In the middle, they connect to the letters before and after them. And in the end, they take their own shapes. And same thing for ta and va. And same thing for ayn and ghain. In the beginning, they connect to the letter before them. In the middle, they connect to the letters before and after them. And in the end, they take their own shapes. Number 8, the letters fa and qaf are identical in the beginning and the middle of the word only. In the beginning, they connect to the letter after them, and in the middle, they connect to the letters before them, and in the end, they take their own shapes. Except that the fat loses its neck. It takes its own shape, but the fat loses its neck. Meaning here, and also there was something about the yak that I didn't mention. So fat, when it's by itself, has a neck. When it is at the end of the word, it's connecting from the letter before it and takes its own shape minus its neck.
Mhm.
Yeah, also on its own looks something like this. When it's connecting from the letter before it, it takes its own shape, but closer to the line though, because it's connecting from the letter before it on the line and then goes under the line like that. Like you'd say, for example, B or Lee. Okay. In the beginning of the letter, the letter kaf connects to the letter after it with the shape here. And in the middle, it connects to the letters before and after it. And in the end, it connects from the letter before it and takes its original shape. Yes. Kaf, and kaf has another shape too.
Hmm.
Which is this shape. Something like that.
Okay. In the beginning?
In beginning, middle, and end. So in the beginning, like this, for example, you can say kadhalik, kadhalik. In the middle, you can also do it. You can say, for example, let's say, sukkar, sukkar, sugar, sukkar. So in the beginning and the middle can take this shape too. So we can write this like this. Kadhalik. We could write this like this. Sukkar. Activate. And then at the end of the word, it takes its own original shape, connecting from the letter before it. In the beginning, the letter lam connects to the letter after it. In the middle, it connects to what's before it and after it. And in the end, it takes its original shape. Yes. And same thing
Yeah.
for meme. It connects to the letter after it in the beginning, connects to what's before it and after it in the middle, and connects to what's before it at the end, and then takes its own shape. Ha, on the other hand, so we said there's 4 solitary letters. So that's one, kaf, lam, mim, and ha. Yes, 4 solitary letters. So we saw 2 groups of triplets. Ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha. We saw several groups of twins. twins that are the same in all positions. Then
Mhm.
we saw some letters that are just the same in the beginning and the middle, not the end, fat and cough in particular. They don't look the same at the end. They take their own
Mhm.
shapes. And then we saw these solitary letters. Kaf, lam, meme, and ha. MashaAllah. Nice review.
Mhm.
In the beginning, the letter ha connects to the letter after it. In the middle, it connects to the letters before and after it. And at the end, it connects to the letter before it and takes the following shape, not its own shape, the following shape. So letter ha has several shapes. In the beginning, this is consistently its shape. And in the middle, it has two shapes. Because could look like this and could look like this. You'd say, for example, Yahdi man yasha, or you could say Yahdi man yasha. He guides. Here's our hat. And here's our hat. And at the end, if it's connected, it has this shape. Notice the little crest up there on top.
Yes.
And if it's not connected, it has this shape, which is not really an exact circle. It's kind of like a Hershey kiss.
Right.
So those are the shapes of the hat.
Mhm.
And these two here, these are the shapes of the tat marbuta. Because tat marbuta is ta'ul hat. It's the
Mhm.
hat tat. Inshallah, we'll come back to see tat marbuta. The scholars differed if tat marbuta is even a tat or if it's a hat. Some say it's a hat, and some say it's a tat. As for the details of script, such as what letters are above or below the line, the angles of the curves, the size and arrangements of the dots, the number of a letter's teeth, one would seek that from learning handwriting, al-khat. And as for writing the hamza, it has special rules that shall come, God willing. But what is under the line? Let's see. What's over the line and what's under the line? So we have alif, ba, ta, ta, jim, ha, ba, dal, dal, ra, dal, mim, shin, sad, bod, ba, va, ain, ghain, ba, ha, ka, lam, mim, nun, ha, wow, Yeah. So we see a number of letters under the line here. We have Jim Ha Kha, Ra Zay, Sin Shin Sad Dad, Ain Ghain, Qaf, Lam, Mim, Noon, Wow, and Yeah. So how many is that, mashallah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You said 17?
Yeah.
Okay, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now, 17 out of 28. So that means 9 of them are over the line.
Mhm.
Then most of the letters are under the line. MashaAllah. And as for writing the Hamza, it has special rules that shall come. Now we have another section, the exits of the letters. This is pulled out of Tajweed. So that's why this booklet is called the Merger, because it takes from everywhere.
Mhm.
So the exits of the letters. Others like Al-Khalil ibn Ahmed al-Farahidi, he's from the Salaf. He's the Sheikh of Sibawayh. They have arranged the letters according to their exits and points of origin, their makharij. Yani Al-Khalil ibn Ahmed, he has a unique arrangement for the Arabic letters because he authored a dictionary. Yani, this dictionary is attributed to him. The scholars differed if he's really its author. If we go by the saying that he is the author, then he authored a dictionary. It's called Al-Ain or Kitabul Ain because that's the first letter. Started with letter Ain. And he has his own arrangement of these letters for his dictionary. And his arrangement, we'll see it inshallah. It's very close to what we are going to present here of the exits of the letters. So there are 5 general exits for all letters. The emptiness of the mouth and the throat, that's the al-jawf.
Mhm.
The throat itself, al-halq. The tongue, al-lisan. The lips, al-shafatan. And the bridge of the nose, al-khayshum. Okay. So most of the letters come from where? Come from number 3, the tongue. 6 letters come from the throat. 4 letters come from the lips. Extension letters come from, yani med letters come from the emptiness. And ghunna comes from the bridge of the nose. Ghunna, which is not a letter actually. Ghunna is an attribute of letters, of noon and meen. Sheikh Zakaria al-Ansari said, if you want to know the exit of the letter, give it a sukoon, put a hamza of connection before it, and then listen. And he put a hamza before it, and then listen. Wherever its sound stops is its exit. So you say, for example, ab, ab, ab. That's ba, then comes from the lips. Ah comes from the throat, top of the throat. M comes from the lips. L comes from the tongue. N comes from the tongue. Ek comes also from the tongue, back of the tongue. Some people confuse that for the throat letter.
Mm.
Some people, they confuse cough for a throat letter. I was surprised. I met one of the mashayikh who thought cough was a throat letter. Don't know. Yani, it's not documented anywhere. He was one of the mashayikh. So
Uh-huh.
if Allah wills, a mistake's going to creep in. to the person, mashallah. But that one used to make mistakes. I stopped taking from him. I mean, if I had to go to class, I had to go to class, so be it. But I didn't really find him reliable. He made a lot of mistakes. And
Child.
then maybe, yeah, I was in his class 1 year or one semester. And then I saw him teaching another year or semester. Then after that, he wasn't teaching anymore. So I thought they caught wind of what's happening. MashaAllah.
Mashallah.
And this one he said to me, I've been with the Sheikh for 20 years. Nah, he's making so many mistakes, mashallah. Sheikh Zakaria al-Ansari said, I just read that. So his Sheikh, the Sheikh of Sheikh Zakaria al-Ansari, Ibn al-Jazari, was of the opinion that these 5 general exits are broken into 17 specific exits. So Ibn al-Jazari, who's he? He is Imam al-Mutaakhirin bil-Qurra. Imam al-Qurra al-Mutaakhirin. Imam al-Qurra al-Mutaakhirin. Imam al-Qurra al-Mutaakhirin. Yani he is the Imam or the Sheikh of the latter-day reciters. This means no one who came after him is at his level. Similar to him, for your information, here are some of the A'immatul Mutaakhirin. Mutaakhirin. A'immatul Mutaakhirin. The Imams of the latter day ones. Those include Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, he is the Imam of the Hafiz. They call him Al-Hafiz, the Hafiz. And they call him the seal of the Hafiz, as if he's the last Hafiz. It's not the last one, but no one who came after him reached his level. Also, so that's in Hadith. Also, you have Ibn Malik, that he's Nahu, Imam of the Nahwiyin, the latter day ones. As opposed to Sibawayh. Sibawayh is the Imam of the early ones. Yani Sibawayh is the Imam of the grammarians. But then after some centuries came one outstanding one, Ibn Malik, that nobody touches afterwards or has touched afterwards. Or if there have been, it's not impossible that someone reached the level of these scholars, but he's just not gotten the notoriety that they have for their fields. And who else? Also, we have Ibn al-Jazari, we just mentioned him. He's the Imam of Qira'ah. And also you have Ibn Salah. Ibn Salah is Imam of Mustalah. Mustalah. Hadith terminology. I'm thinking about anybody else. Not right now. Nobody else coming to my mind. But it does digression real quick. These are the latter day ones who are the masters, the sheikhs of those who came after them. Okay. So back to the book here. Ibn al-Jazari, the sheikh of Zakaria al-Ansari, the one who is the imam of the latter day reciters, he was of the opinion that these 5 general exits are broken into 17 specific exits. So the first one is the air letters. From the emptiness of the mouth and the throat come the three extended vowels: alif, waw, and ya. A, e, u. If these last two letters are not extended vowels, then they have other exits. Yeah, wow, and yeah. So wow and yeah, they have dual identity.
Mhm.
Because if you say, for example, if you say, Bismillah, let's say wudu, that's a great example, actually. Wudu, there's two vowels here. So the first one is a consonant. So its exit is the lips. Wudu, wudu, wudu. This second one, though, is an extended vowel. Its exit is the air. It rides the air. Do, wudu.
Mhm.
So it's a different exit. Same letter, though. So this letter has two exits. If you are pronouncing it as a consonant, then comes from the lips. If you are pronouncing it as an extended vowel, then it rides the air. Doesn't come from the lips, rides the air. Same thing for yeah. Like take this word, for example, yasir. Yasir. So the first yeah is a consonant. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Comes from the middle of the tongue. It's not an extension letter. But this second yeah is an extended vowel. It rides the air. Yes. Yes. So this really answers the issue about Hamza and
Mhm.
Alif. Same thing. Yeah, it's just like Hamza and Alif. Because Hamza, yani, Alif is what? Extended vowel.
Yes.
But sometimes it's consonant. If it's
Yes.
consonant, comes from the bottom of the throat, or else it's extended vowel that rides the air. So, for example, you say, if you were to say, Aman, Aman, Aman. So first this is consonant. Ah, comes from the bottom of the throat. And
Mhm.
this second one here is an extended vowel. It rides the air. Aman. So those are the air letters. Alif, waw, and ya. Air letters means they are extension letters. This exit was not considered by Sibawayh or Al-Farra. So instead of saying and, let's say or Al-Farra. This exit was not considered, was not counted by Sibawayh or Al-Farra because it's not a specific point in the mouth or the throat. And this is why they were called the air letters, al-huruf al-hawaiyah. So we said, according to Ibn al-Jazari, these 5 general exits are broken into 17 specific exits. So we just saw the emptiness of the mouth. That's one exit.
Mhm.
Okay, so now let's see the throat. How many exits is that? The throat letters. From the bottom of the throat come the hamza and the ha. From the middle of the throat come the ha and the ain. And from the top of the throat come kha and ghain. So then that means the general exit of the throat has 3 exits. Now, in reality, every letter has its own exit. That's most accurate thing, really, that every letter really has its own exit, every single one. That means there's 28 exits. There's 28 letters. But some of those letters are neighbors, so close that the scholars were able to group them into one exit. From the back of the tongue come the qaf and the kaf. Qaf is the further one. Kaf is, further means closer to the throat. Because in what we are talking about now, the closest thing is the lips. Lips is closest.
Right.
And furthest thing is bottom of the throat. Lips is closest thing, bottom of throat is furthest thing. And that's because we stand upon our feet. Since we stand upon our feet, then the lips is the closest thing and the bottom of the throat is the furthest thing. Had we been creatures who stood upon our heads, then the bottom of the throat would be the closest thing and the lips would be the furthest thing.
So when you say that, you're saying the closest exit is the lips?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Closest exit and furthest exit, yes.
Mm.
And from the middle of the tongue come jim, sheen, and ya. That's from the middle of the throat. And sheen, some people make their jim sound like a sheen. They'd say minash shaytanir rajim. Rajim. So the jim is too soft. How did that jim come out sounding like a sheen? Because jim and sheen are neighbors in the first place. So when the person didn't give the jim its due, it came out watery and sounded like a sheen. And yeah, jim, sheen, and yeah, they all come from the middle of the tongue. Middle of the tongue means if you were to stick your tongue out as far as it can go, where does your tongue stop on your lips? Where are your lips on your tongue? That's the middle. From the entire side of the tongue, right or left, in conjunction with the molars, comes the dad. Yeah, so dad is like this. If this is your tongue here, whoops. If this is your tongue here, and these are your molars here, then dad is when this whole side of your tongue presses against the molars. Dad, wala So the entire side of the tongue is for the dad, right side or left side, but most people make it come from the left side. Dad. It was reported about Umar ibn al-Khattab that he could produce the dad from either side. Four, from the front edge of the tongue come lam, noon, and ra. So they are neighbors. Lam, noon, ra. Lam, noon, and ra are neighbors, and you're going to see that lam and ra are close neighbors. Yeah, they're cousins. Cousins that live on the same block. Yes. Also, from the front of the tongue, but in conjunction with the hard palate, comes ba, dal, and da. The hard palate, the top of your mouth has two segments, a hard palate and a soft palate. The hard palate is in the front. The soft palate is in the back. Where the cough and the calf are, that's soft palate. So pa is the big sister, and ta is the little sister, and dal is the middle sister. From the tip of the tongue, along with the area between the upper and lower front teeth, come sad, zai, and sin. And those are the whistling letters. Sod, Zai, and Mim. And finally, from the edge of the tongue, in conjunction with the top front teeth, come Va, Val, and Tha. Va, Val, and Tha.
Ball.
So Va is the big sister, Thal is the middle sister, Tha is the little sister. So we have 7 exits here according to the way we numbered this. So we go back here. The Joph is 1 exit itself. Throat is 3 exits. Lisan, tongue is 7 exits. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Shefatan. So we're trying to get up to how many? 17. 16?
17.
17. Yes. The lip letters. From the inner bottom lip against the top front teeth comes fa. From the 2 lips together come meme, ba, and wow. However, the last of these 3 leaves an opening between the lips. Wow. Wow. Meme and ba, the lips are closed, are sealed. The lips are sealed for meme and ba. And ba is the harder one. Between meme and ba is the harder one. So that's 2 from the lips, or should it be 3? Let's see. So from the lips, we put 2, so that's going to be 12 and 13. And then Khayshum is 1, that would be 14 only. So what happened there? Let's count them out. Air letters, that's 1. Throat letters has 3. Tongue letters, well, we numbered them 7, but back of tongue, middle of the tongue, entire side of the tongue, front edge of the tongue. That from the front edge of the tongue, but in conjunction with the hard palate. Okay. From the tip of the tongue, the edge of the tongue. Lip letters. Maybe wow has its own exit. Maybe wow is considered with its own exit since it leaves a hole in the middle. What? So if that's the case, still only brings us up to
17.
15. Well, the Khayshum is, so Yani, I'm saying, if we break wow and give it its own category, that's going to be 13, and then 14, and then bridge of notes is 15. So there's still 2 more. So one more thing here. Let me see. The air letters, that's 1.
Yeah.
And we have here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. These last 3 leave an opening. If wow has its own, then that's 14. And then Khayshum is 15. So something's not being counted right here. I'm not sure. We'll have to review, inshallah, look into the books and see what's going on there. And note, this is not Al-Khalil ibn Ahmed's exact arrangement of the letters in his dictionary. His arrangement is as follows. Ain, ha, Kha, Ghain, Kaf, Qaf, Jim, Shin, Bod, Sod, Sin, Zay, Pa, Ta, Dal, Wa, Fa, Dal, Ra, Lam, Noon, Fa, Ba, Mim, Wow, Alif, Ya, Hamza. How he came up with that? So he wanted to write a dictionary. Now, who said this? Khalil ibn Ahmed. He was alpha genius, and that amongst the things that show his proof his genius is this dictionary itself. So he wanted to compose a dictionary, and he was thinking, how should he arrange it? So he thought that it should be arranged according to the exits of the letters.
Mhm.
So if he wanted to start with the exits of the letters, he wanted to start from the throat and work his way towards the lips. So if he starts with the throat, the bottom of the throat has a hamza and ha. So if he starts with hamza, he doesn't want to start with hamza because hamza doesn't stay firm. Hamza can flip into a wow or a ya or an alif or even be omitted altogether. So he didn't want to start there. So he didn't start there. And then the next letter from the bottom of the throat would be a ha. He didn't want to start there also because ha is almost inaudible. Since it's almost inaudible, then he didn't want to start there. So then he went up to the next exit, the middle of the throat. And the first letter he found there was ayn. So that's where he started. And so we see here, said ayn, ha. Those are from the middle of the throat. There's ayn and ha. Those are from the middle of the throat. Then he went back and retrieved the ha. Ha, which should have been before ayn and ha. He went and retrieved it before he got too far. So he said ayn and then ha and then ha. And then he kept going. He went to the top of the throat, kha and ghain. Then he went to the back of the tongue right over the top of the throat. So he got to kaf and qaf. Although qaf is the one closest to the throat between the two. And kaf is the one closest to the lips. Then he went to the middle of the tongue and he got jim and sheen. What's missing from there? That's in part of the middle of the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't want to put ya there because ya doesn't stay firm, so he delayed it until the end. Like he delayed hamza until the end.
Okay.
So he skipped ya and kept on going. Then he got to dad. Dad doesn't have any system. It's just by itself. Long letter that presses against the molars. Then he went to Sad, Sin, and Zag. Then Ta, Ta, and Dal. Then Dha, Fa, and Dal. Then Ra, Lam, and Noon. Then Fa, Ba, Mim, and Wow. All those are lip letters. And then he came with the unstable letters. Alif, Ya, and Hamza. We put those at the end. So that's his arrangement. This really just a benefit to put that arrangement there because this is for his dictionary. It's not like you can just teach a course on language using this arrangement here.
Right.
This is just for his dictionary. But yeah, it was beneficial here to put, since we talk about the arrangement of the letters. We already saw two arrangements of the letters. Then we talked about the attributes, or not the attributes, but the exits of the letters. So there is an arrangement that addresses the exits. So we just put it here for the benefit.
Alhamdulillah.
And then the bridge of the nose. As for inside the bridge of the nose, the sweet sound that comes from it is not a letter. It is an attribute of the noon and the meme called ghunna. It resembles the sound of the doe that lost her fawn, because she's making that sound from her nose. It is bound to these two letters, whether or not they had a vowel. Meme and noon always have ghunna. Just not a humming ghunna. They have humming ghunna if there's a shadda on them. You say inna lamma. There's a shadda on them. But if they don't have shadda, then they still have a ghunna though. And the way you can know they have a ghunna is if you were to hold your nose and say the letter, you can hear all the bass drop out. So when you say noon, meme, there's a ghunna in there. So someone would say to you, well, where's the ghunna? I don't hear it. Tell them, hold your nose and say it. Dude, beam. Now you find all your noon and meme is devoid of all the bass. All of that bass was the ghunna itself in your nose. Once you squeezed your nostrils, you blocked their passage.
So the noon and the mean have a, as if, can a person say, the noon and the mean has a ghanna built into it?
Yes.
Okay. Without shadda.
Without shadda, yes.
Okay.
But it's not a humming one.
But it's not a humming.
Yeah, it's part of the letter. It is incorporated into the letter. It gives the letter some of its body or its robustness. And noon. Then you could get sick one day, and then you're trying to read something in Arabic while you're sick, and your nose is stuffy. Khalas, no ghunna for you that day. Then you're going to see how your noon comes out, how thin your meme comes out, because your stuffy nose is unable to produce the ghunna. The ghunna is not a letter because it does not have an independent exit. And it doesn't come out by itself. Instead, the noon and the meme merely use this exit along with their own original exit. Noon's original exit is from the tongue. Meme's original exit is from the lips. This tongue letter and this lip letter, they also tap into the nose for some of their sound. If one were to grab his nose, the ghunna would not come out. But the noon and the meme are still pronounced. It is most apparent, this ghunna is most apparent when the noon has a shadda. Because the ghunna is stronger in the noon than in the meme. So when the meme has a shadda, the ghunna appears. When the noon has a shadda, the ghunna appears, becomes more obvious. And it's most obvious in the noon than in the meme. Inna lamma. This topic will be revisited when we reach the letter noon. Insha'Allah ta'ala.